What went well for you guys defensively in that last 5 minutes?
Well, one, great college basketball game. Both teams played hard, competed the entire time, and they're a really, as you know, a difficult team to guard. Nate just does a terrific job putting his guys in position to make it hard, and we were trying all kind of things, ball screen, coverages, just pretty much everything we had. But then these blocked. There's a lot of big plays there, stops that we had to get, and but happy for our guys. Last week was all for us, and I appreciate we as a coaching staff that they understood we had to get some things right. They really approached this past week with a great mindset, and we were able to carry over a lot of what we talked about. And but we knew that we're playing one of the best offensive teams in the country, and we're going to have to be on edge the entire time. And even with that, they're a hard team to guard. But just love the fact that our guys stayed locked in for the most part.
What a Winton in the back and that Page in the back.
Coach, how did you feel about JP Estrella's performance? Started the game and then ended it.
Really, again, the team that we started tonight was a team that we thought would be our starting team, and it's the first time when we put our roster together, this is the team we thought we would start from day one. And I respect the fact that he's had to fight really hard from his injury a year ago to get back to some other injuries along the way, but I thought he was really locked in. I thought as the game went on, he got, we started switching, and we just kept trying to get our post guys to back up as much as we could. And finally, in the last part of it, we were able to do that a little bit. He had one great possession trying to guard Phylon, but we're proud of him. He got a big rebound. He knows he should have probably kicked out, probably should have brought that back out. That's what we do. And but he played really hard, and he and Felix came up with some big plays there at the end for us on the glass.
Coach, a little bit more on JP. He mentioned a couple weeks ago that you asked him to be a little bit more nasty on the court, to be a little bit more physical. How much of a relief is it to kind of start to see this version of him again?
It is, and again, we know he's one of the great teammates. We know how much he loves being a Tennessee Volunteer, and he's had some tough breaks in his career. But tonight, all that hard work he put in could be the start of something really good for him, because we believe in him. We really do, and he earned the right to be in the starting lineup. He did it, and he showed up tonight big, and he's going to have to put it along with everybody. He's got to just keep building.
Alabama had its least 3 attempts and makes in a game this season. Just how much of that was an emphasis for y'all to keep them off the line tonight?
You said, are you talking about 3-point shot?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and again, but they're so good. You get out there like we were, and they can go by you, and they were doing that early, and we still needed a little bit more rim protection, but they're good. I mean, they really shoot a high number at the rim. We just wanted them, if they were going to make a bunch of threes, we wanted it to be in a high volume number, and we also know that they can get it going at any time, and we just didn't want to give them anything easy. And it's a very hard team to guard, and but we were scrambling around a few times and got back, and so again, I just got to give our guys credit for really staying locked into what we were trying to get done as a team from a scouting report standpoint.
Nate has talked to us a lot this year about balancing being aggressive and letting the game come to him. It felt like that was about as aggressive he's been to start a game in SEC play. Where have you seen him balancing that?
Well, Nate's been good all year. I mean, I've said it from the beginning. He's a guy that is playing a position he's never played. He in high school was more of a 4 or 5 kind of player. He's played on the perimeter pretty much exclusively. We've gone with him at the 4 a couple of times, not very much. But what he's learning to do, he's as much as we tried to adjust him to the physicality that he was going to see, it's something that you have to live. And he's lived it. And I've said it before, I don't think he's had a great whistle all year. But he's starting to understand how to attack space and not to get himself in trouble by going too deep. And but he was terrific tonight. But again, I think he's been really good all year. I know that when expectations are high for players, sometimes people get disappointed, but we are not one bit disappointed in what he's done for us all year. And And again, he's going to keep getting better. It was just a matter of time to where you felt like he would get the flow, the confidence, and the vision to see where he and how he needed to attack, and he's done that really. I really think it started in the Florida game. You know, he's put 4 games back where I think he's really knows where he needs to go to work.
Coach, you've talked about, you know, this team being young and their mental toughness. Just how much do you think that grows after getting a win, first SEC road win?
I think the biggest thing is young guys don't realize how hard it is to win, and if you go into a game in this league, you have to go in expecting it to be a dogfight right to the very end. And if you're not ready to play, there's teams any team in this league can embarrass you. And there's got to be a mindset that you're going to have to work the game and stay on top of it. And we've had some games this year, and again, I don't ever want to when somebody beats us, they beat us, and every coach goes back and looks at it and says, well, if we'd have done this or that, no kidding, but we didn't do it. And sometimes the opponents have something to do with that. Sometimes they're self-inflicted wounds. But I hope that, the best part was we had a really hard week this past week, and I really felt that we came out tonight and what we worked on showed up here tonight. And hopefully it's something we can build on, but it's not going to be easy. It's never going to be easy, and I hope they understand that.
So 3 more hands up, Page, back right, and then Ryan. That's it.
Coach, building off of that a little bit, how important was it for you to see your team close out a game, especially here on the road in a hostile environment?
Well, that's what we've talked about, you know, but not just late. I mean, you know, we've had some that most of our losses we haven't been able to do that, and so to see it, yeah, it is. But we can still be better. We still made some. Now we played hard, but we can still get a little bit smarter at the end of the game with some situations. But I thought our poise and our demeanor was really good the last 4 minutes, and I thought we listened better. Thought we came out of the timeouts on the same page and trying to get done what we needed to get done.
Rick, what impact do you think Bediako had for Alabama tonight?
You know, he's a player we knew coming in from playing a pass that he could go get those lobs, rebound, change shots, and you know, we didn't do one thing different in terms of our scout report. We planned all week with Aiden and those guys being here, and when they made the changes they made, we said nothing's changing, and now we're going to guard these guys and what we need to do. And obviously personnel, you know, Nate's always had some guys like that, you know, that you could as a lob threat, set screens, roll, or play behind the basket. And so we really didn't spend a lot we really didn't. We just said this was even before it was announced he was going to play, we had already had the game plan in, and we didn't change anything.
Last one in the front of the line.
Rick, 2 things quickly. Any update on Jalen and his injury?
I think he might have hyperextended it. That's they told me he was in the back running in case we needed him, but I think that's what it was. You know, he planted pretty hard. You know, it's a pretty good collision right there.
And then what gave you confidence to play Bishop with 2 fouls, and how important was what he gave y'all in the first half?
You know, I don't know. I just felt like he's smart enough that he knows that we need him. Like even I think he ended up with 3 or 4. He ended up with 3 or 4 fouls. The third one, it was not a very smart foul, where that one. But I just felt like we needed to do it because based on what we had done last week, how much time we had spent trying to get some cohesiveness, we just felt like. And the numbers say that too many times, you know, guys can't play with 3 fouls. If you have confidence in him, and we thought he could do it. And those minutes were huge. You know, he came in and he went through a stretcher. I think he scored 5, 7 points. Where those were big minutes.